Hey all, my name is Al Murphy. I'm a singer-songwriter from Ireland, based in Lanzarote, and I've decided to set myself a goal. I'm going to record a new song of mine completely organically in 4 hours in the studio. I'm only going to use my acoustic guitar, my electric guitar, my bass, my pedal board, and I'm also going to try and play the drums, even though I'm not a drummer. So everything you're going to hear in the finished song, when it's released, is completely organic. So have a look at this video and I'll catch you again at the end. The song's already written, of course. I wrote this song back in June of 25. It's called The Fall. It's a 4-chord trick, which is 2 different hooks, one for the chorus and one for the verse. I chose a 4-chord trick as I did not want a more complicated structure when I had set myself such a tight timeline. This is about keeping it simple and focusing on letting the song shine. That's why I'm only using what's available to me physically. No fancy plugins, synths, etc. None of that. So before I went into the studio, I practiced and I came up with all the parts at home on my looping station so that when I went into the studio I was prepared and knew exactly what to do. On the studio day we started with a guide track, as we always do. Once we knew what the BPM of the song was. Guide track is basically a guitar and a vocal of the song played to a click track in order to build the song and keep it in time. We then laid down the acoustic rhythm guitar twice, once with the Cap 1-3 in A minor and once with the Cap 1-1 in B minor for a fuller sound. Then we laid down the bass. I had rehearsed this, but Gordon rightly pointed out a change I should make at the end of each bar in order to make the bass work better with the drums. And lo and behold, of course, he was right. From there I pulled out the pedal board and laid down an arpeggio part with the acoustic guitar, which ran right through the song. It was important to get the sound right from the beginning as it could not be changed afterwards. After that we put down an electric guitar part over the chorus. I used my cloudburst, carbon copy, distortion pedal and my wah to add atmosphere. This was the last thing to be added before the drums, as I said I wanted to keep it simple. I lied. The last guitar part we needed to add was a small solo between the last 2 choruses just to break it up. This was the only thing I had not rehearsed. It took a few runs through and eventually we got there, and I was actually really happy with how it sounded in the end. Then it was on to my drumming debut. Now, as I mentioned, I can't play the drums, but I wasn't going to let that stop me. I basically played all the parts separately, kick, snare, etc. Then added some tambourine, shakers. Then once we added some fills for the choruses, we were good to go. The fills were a little bit more difficult because it's very hard to make them sound natural, but we got there in the end. Now, up until a few years ago, this wouldn't have been possible because my timing was awful. I couldn't play to a click track. In fact, it was my arch enemy. But after much practice and many, many gigs, I finally made the click my best friend, and I couldn't be without it now. The fear is gone. Now for the vocals, but we couldn't do it on the same day because there was building work going on in the house next door to the studio. So unfortunately we had to stop there and park it. But when I did come back to the studio the next day, recorded the vocals, then a couple of harmonies, and we were good to go. Following a bit of mixing, Gordon mastered the track and it was ready to share with you. So I hope you like the video. The song is coming out on the 24th of August. It's called The Fall. It's going to be available on all streaming platforms and you can download it on iTunes and Amazon Music as well. I really enjoyed making it. I hope you like it as much as I do. It just shows you the amount of work that actually goes into being an independent artist or a signed artist in terms of getting your music out there. You'll be able to hear little snippets of it coming up on all my social channels, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram and YouTube as well. So keep an eye out for the song. It's called The Fall by Al Murphy, coming on the 24th of August. Thanks.